Oh, hey there. Welcome to my first ever vlog, and for these vlogs, I just wanted something that will allow me to make more videos and be more consistent with posting, and I think a weekly vlog will help me do that. So I'm just going to take you through one of my normal days where I'm getting ready for the week, and you'll get some ideas on what you can do for diet and exercise, and I'll probably talk about some different aspects of behavior change and other things that I'm interested in. But if that sounds good to you, I hope you stay tuned and watch some of my videos now and in the future. But for today, I've already gotten started. I've had my coffee, I've trained a client, and I've worked out. But I haven't eaten yet, and that's what I'm getting ready to do now. I'm gonna make breakfast and then have my setup for my next meal prep video. I just have to get the rest of the ingredients out. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. You'll see what I'm meal prepping in a week or two, and I'm gonna shower and get my day started, or get my day progressing. For breakfast today, I'll be having 2 servings or 170 grams of this just bare lightly breaded chicken chunks with 2 servings of shredded hash browns. I got here, that's also 170 grams. So I'm going to portion that out using a food scale on my tray, and then I'm going to stick it in the air fryer for about 20 minutes. Zero that out for 170 grams, but first, non-stick spray. Alrighty. Okay, 170 grams there. All right, that's 170 grams of each. Put it in the air fryer for about 20 minutes. Then I'm gonna shower before I start cooking my eggs to eat with this meal. Well, as you can tell, a little bit of technical difficulties here. I accidentally had the audio turned off, but I'm scrambling 2 eggs in a bowl here. When you're doing that, you want to add non-stick spray to the bowl so it doesn't stick to the bowl and makes it easier to clean. Cracking 2 eggs in the bowl here. Probably talking about how much I hate doing the dishes. But yeah, I'm just doing this so I don't have to clean a pan. If I cook the eggs in a pan, I would have to clean it. Season the eggs however you like. I add a little bit of salt and pepper. And scramble those bad boys. And then I added it to the microwave. I started off by adding it to the microwave for 1 minute. And while the eggs were in the microwave, what I was meal prepping in the oven got finished, and I'm going to be making that video in the future. I'm calling that dish a cinnamon cake baked oats recipe. Very good. Stay tuned for that if you're interested. And then I took the eggs out of the microwave, scrambled them some more, before adding them back to the microwave for about 15 more seconds. And I took them out of the microwave again to give them one final scramble before adding in the rest of the ingredients for my breakfast. All right, just took everything out of the air fryer. Now I just dumped the hash browns and chicken in the bowl. And just because I want the chicken to be in even smaller pieces, I'm going to use scissors to just cut them up. Just like that. Ooh, it's a tad bit hot. I'm impatient though, I just want to eat. That's how it's looking. I'm just going to top it off with a serving, 17 grams of ketchup. That's my breakfast. Just finished my meal prep video. I made this. I call it cinnamon cake baked oats with a cream cheese frosting. Very tasty. Here's a sneak peek. I'm gonna have a video on my channel with the instructions on how to make it. But I had a slice of the baked oats after my breakfast as a dessert. So that's how my day is going so far. Let's see what I want to show you next. All right, here's the next thing I'll be consuming. It's just a smoothie bowl. I'll put the ingredients on the screen, but this is what I'll be eating as a snack before dinner. All right, let's chat a little bit about goals and New Year's resolutions and motivation. I'm going to put a time limit on myself. I'm only going to give myself 2 minutes to do this, just because I don't want it to go on forever, because I could talk about behavior change for quite a while. But everyone, well, not everyone, roughly 40% of people out there have set their New Year's resolutions, and they're feeling inspired and motivated to go after them. And what causes people to act, to perform the actions required to meet their goals? Well, I believe there's a gap between your current state and your desired state. The larger the gap, the more likely action will occur. And I also refer to that gap between your current state and your desired state as pain. And sometimes it's a physical pain. And that's what gets people to go to the doctor and to go to physical therapy. They're in pain and they want this fixed. So they go ask for help. In other situations, it's a mental, psychological, or emotional pain. Maybe that comes from some sort of rejection, like someone broke up with you, and that pain has caused you to try to improve yourself because you're not happy with your current state. You want to get closer to your desired state. Or maybe it's some form of rejection, like you didn't get the promotion you wanted, and so now you work even harder so you don't miss the opportunity next time. But anyway, I believe pain is the most powerful motivator we have in our lives. So let pain drive your progress as you pursue your goal and your New Year's resolution. I'm not sure if that's helpful, but I hope it's at least interesting. So find your pain and let it motivate you when you are feeling unmotivated. Damn, you can't see my watch. Oh, yeah, there you go. Just in time. Haha. I had a few seconds to spare, actually. And now I'm meal prepping for dinner and lunch the rest of the week. And I'm making my cheesy chicken burritos. And I'll show you how that turns out in a minute. All right, here's the burrito mixture. And then I got my burrito wrapping station ready. It's 8 tortillas. I'm hoping my recipe makes 8 burritos that I can use at a later date. Turns out I made 9 burritos, and now it's time to wrap all these. And here is my wrapping technique. This requires the most skill if you're going to meal prep these burritos, but I just fold it all to one side, pinch it over, pinch those edges in, and then fold it some more. I'm not a burrito artist. I just watch a YouTube video and I put it in practice. All right, they're all wrapped. That's 9 burritos. Now, just because I have time and I'm willing to be a little more patient because I'm not super hungry, I'm going to seal all the burritos by warming them up on the stovetop for about 1 to 2 minutes on a medium-high heat on each side. Here is my final creation. I made 9 total burritos, 1 that I'm going to have for dinner right now, 8 that I'm going to eat later. I work 4 days a week, so I'll have 1 burrito for each lunch, and then I'll freeze the other 4. That's 8 prepackaged, and I already had 8 frozen burritos. That's 16 burritos that I'm going to have in my fridge and freezer. So if burrito was a currency, I'd consider myself pretty wealthy. Sadly, burritos aren't a currency. All right, so I just finished dinner, and now I'm going to finish my day off with a bit of a dessert. So today basically just turned into a full day of eating, which I'm all right with, so I'll put the macros for each meal on the screen at some point. Yeah, so I'm going to prepare my yogurt bowl. Whoops, sorry. Hand slipped. Didn't mean to flex on you again with those burritos. But yeah, you can give that recipe a try if you'd like. I'll put a link somewhere in this video so you can find the video where I made that recipe originally. But I'm gonna flex on you again. I mean, look at this. Cleaned all my dishes, no dishes in the sink, and you know how much I hate dishes. So I started off with some cottage cheese, and this is what I've been doing recently. About 170 grams of cottage cheese. Then I use a little bit of peanut butter powder. Mix that in. Now I'm going to add in some Greek yogurt. I got the Faye 2% Greek yogurt. Extra thick. We'll do about 200 grams. There you go. And then I top that off with a little bit of raspberry preserves. Just about half a serving. Spread it out on top. I'm going to put a little bit of Cool Whip on it as well. I'm going crazy with this. And lastly, I'll just top it off with some graham crackers. Actually, I'll do graham crackers on this side. Make it a little cheesecake flavor. And then I'll top it off with some of this granola. About half a serving's worth, so we'll do 15 grams on the cottage cheese side. All right. And that's the yogurt bowl that I'll finish the night off with. At the last second, I remember to top it off with some blueberries. So I'll put the macros on the screen for this meal, as well as what I ate the entire day. Yeah, this is the last thing that I'm gonna record for this vlog, so hope you enjoyed this one. If you have any questions or comments, just leave it down in the comments section below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I hope you tune in the future.